Fala rapaziada, beleza? Coringa trazendo mais um vídeo aqui pra vocês. E hoje trazendo aqui um jogo tanto que diferente, certo? Um jogo chamado Stanley Parable, que eu nunca vi, certo? Nunca joguei. E vamos ver o que esse jogo aqui se trata, né? Vamos ver. Uma coisa que eu já sei de início é que nosso personagem se chama Stanley. Ele trabalha numa espécie de escritório de administração, alguma coisa assim. E vamos ver, né, o que que dá. Nessa noite de sábado, certo?
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Vamos nessa.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Vambora.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Perdido um memo.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Nossa, que sensibilidade horrível, velho. Lembrando também, rapaziada, se você tá aqui lá inscrito no nosso canal, se você não é inscrito, na verdade, se inscreva lá, certo? Vídeo aqui segunda, quarta e sábado, certo? Live que agora migramos da live da Twitch para agora voltamos para o YouTube, rapaziada. Por causa de alguns momentos aí, algumas coisas que a gente precisava fazer. E tivemos uma baita melhoria, uma melhoria muito grande, certo? Em relação a isso. E acompanhando essa série também de Tomb Raider e Watch Dogs, rapaziada. Nosso episódio 3 vai sair recentemente, rapaziada. Vai sair em breve. Nosso último episódio saiu em breve, já saiu recentemente. E nosso agora, o próximo episódio vai sair em breve, certo? Então confere lá rapidão.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Na sua esquerda.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nossa!
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Que loucura, velho. Eita! Que jogo doido, mano. Que jogo brisado, loucura total, mano.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Bora, Stanley,
Stanley
vambora.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Ué. Ah, fiquei atentado. Ah, vou por aqui, eu sou rebelde.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Eita, vou voltar.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
Mas eu sou persistente.
Nope, still on board.
Não, 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 não. Vamos certo. Fiquei com medo aqui agora.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
É aquele bagulho do X-Men, é? O cérebro.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Caraca, mané. E sai. Fired.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
E como é que eu destruo isso aí? Essa aqui parece essa área do cérebro.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
É sério que em menos de 15 minutos zerei o jogo? E voltamos do início. Mano! Era só isso? Não, pera aí.
All of his co-workers were
Eu vou
gone.
agora naquela porta lá,
But it
só que é à
means
direita.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When
Esquerda.
Stanley came
Beleza,
to a
direita.
set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully... But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Não vou.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Sou louco, sou rebelde. Vambora.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Direita.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Push.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Eu, hein? Ah, olha onde nós saímos.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Rapaziada. Mano, que jogo maluco, cara. Bom, eu vou finalizar por aqui, certo? Deu 16 minutos de vídeo, ao menos, não sei. É isso, rapaziada. Se vocês gostaram, se acharam esse jogo aqui bem mais maluco, certo? Esse jogo aqui malucaço. Mas é isso, rapaziada. Se vocês quiserem que eu volte aqui de novo com esse jogo e traga os momentos que, pô, eu fui ali agora na direita. Vocês viram que tinha lá, naquela lá na frente, que é o caminho da morte. Tinha um caminho reto. Enfim, se vocês quiserem que eu volte e faça os caminhos que o cara não mandou eu fazer, o narrador, vocês dêem aquele like e dizem assim, eu quero que volte, certo? Por favor, rapaziada, é isso. Valeu. Um abraço do Stanley. É isso, tamo junto. Valeu, narrador. É nóis, valeu e tchau! Sits on his broke ass, so no, I don't